students, welcome to virtual class of Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai Education Department. I am Mrs. Akshata Kale and today we will learn English. Come on students, let us begin our lesson. Let us learn English of Standard 6th and name of the lesson is 4.7 The Sword in the Stone. Dear children, this is a story of medieval period of Britain. Britain means a United Kingdom, a country in Europe. Okay? King Uther. King Uther, famous in legends and history as one of the bravest and noblest kings of Britain, grew up as an orphaned youth before destiny intervened in the form of his protector and guardian, Merlin, the magician, to reveal his true identity to the people of Britain. Dear children, we will go through the story. Okay? In ancient Britain, at a time when the land was invaded by wild barbarians, the good and noble Lord Uther fought them bravely and drove them away from his land. Uther, he was the king. He fought with these barbarians and he drove them away from his land. The people made him king of Britain and gave him the title Pendragon. Here Pendragon means dragon's head. King Uther Pendragon ruled Britain wisely and well. The people were content. But very soon the king died. It was thought that he had been poisoned by some traitors. There was no heir to the throne of Britain. The powerful lords and knights, means warriors, who had been kept under control by King Uther, now began to demand that one of them should be crowned King of Britain. Rivalry grew amongst the lords and the country as a whole began to suffer. Armed robbers roamed the countryside, pillaging farms and fields. People felt unsafe and insecure in their own homes. Fear gripped the country and lawlessness prevailed over the divided kingdom. Nearly 16 years had passed since the death of Lord Uther. All the lords and knights of Britain had assembled at the great church of London for Christmas. On Christmas morning, just as they were leaving the church, a strange sight drew their attention. In the churchyard was a large stone, and on it an anvil of steel, and in the steel a naked sword was held, and about it was written in letters of gold, "Whoso pulleth out this sword is by right of birth King of England." Many of the knights could not hold themselves back. Fancying themselves as future kings, they rushed to the stone and attempted to draw the sword. They pulled with all their might, but none of them could so much as move the sword. Obviously, the man who might draw the sword and prove himself to be our rightful king is not amongst us this morning, said the Archbishop. However, every man who wishes to try his hand at drawing the sword is free to do so for the next few days. He who draws the sword will be crowned king. And to celebrate the appearance of this magnificent sword and prepare ourselves for the arrival of our future king, we will hold a magnificent tournament on New Year's Day. Like this, the Archbishop declared. Okay? On New Year's Day, a great number of young and brave knights gathered to attend the church service. After that, they met in the field nearby to participate in the great tournament. Dukes and counts, earls, barons and knights crowded onto the field. Means different types of warriors. Okay? Among them was Sir Ector, a noble knight. He was accompanied by his two sons, Sir Kale and young Uther. Kale was his own son, who had been recently knighted. Uther, whom he had brought up as a foster son, was actually an orphan whom he had raised as his own child. Yes, Sir Ector adopted Uther. Okay, he was not his own son. He was adopted son. The good Sir Ector loved both his sons dearly. As Sir Kay was preparing to join the tournament, he realized that he had left his sword behind at home. Hastily, means hurriedly, he summoned his younger brother and said to him, Uther, you want me to win this tournament, don't you? Then you must help me out. Take my horse and gallop home as fast as you can. Get my sword and rush back here at once. I am going, called Uther. Rushing off at once, you shall have your sword sooner than you think. As he rushed past the church, a glint of steel caught his eye. The blade of a sword shining brightly in the morning sun, which was right in the middle of the churchyard. It was the magic sword in the store, but Uther knew nothing about it. All he saw was a sword that was available for taking. Kay shall have his sword straight away, Uther said to himself. He ran up to the stone and seized the sword by the handle and drew it out effortlessly. Means without any difficulty, he drew the sword from that anvil. He rushed back to his brother and handed the sword to him, breathless with excitement. You are back very soon, Sir Kay said to him. But hey, this is not my sword, he said. Okay? No, it isn't, smiled Uther. I thought it would take me too long to get home to bring your sword. I found this sword in the churchyard. It looked good and I thought you could use it just for today. We will of course put it back when the games are over. Sir Kay stood speechless because he knew all about the magic sword and what it signified. But Uther was unaware of it all. And now, without even knowing what it implied, Uther had drawn the magic sword from the stone. Kale's mind was working rapidly. He was a greedy person. Okay? He actually held the sword of the stone in his hand, the very same sword that the strongest and the best knights could not so much as grip or get hold of. Sir Kay seized the sword and ran to their father, leaving a bewildered Uther behind him. He said to Sir Ector, means father, 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 this is the sword of the stone and I have it in my hand. I am the rightful king of Britain. Sir Ector was a wise man. How did you get hold of this sword, son? He asked his eldest born. What does that matter? I have it in my hand. It was meant to be mine. Isn't that enough? Kay retorted angrily. Kay became angry on his father and he asked like this. Okay? That's not enough, said the father quietly. How did you get hold of this sword? He asked. I have got it. And that's what matters, Kay replied, stubborn as ever. Well then, come with me, Sir Ector said, and led his son inside the great church which was now empty. Taking the holy book from the core, Sir Ector said to his son, swear on the holy book that you drew the sword from the stone. Sir Kay was speechless. He again asked, how did you come by the sword, son? Sir Ector asked once again. Now, Kay said, Uther brought it to me, father. Soon, the three of them were at the churchyard. Put the sword back on its anvil, Sir Ector said to Kay, but try as he might, Kay could not put the sword back. Uther saw what was happening and thought that his father was angry with them because he thought the sword was stolen. Sir Ector had always told his sons, what matters most for a knight is integrity, being honest and truthful at all times on all occasions. These were the teachings of Sir Ector to his sons. Uther stepped forward impulsively. Here, let me put it back, he said, and taking the mighty sword from his elder brother, he thrust it back neatly. I assure you, father, I did not steal the sword. Kay needed a sword urgently, and I did not want to keep him waiting. Rather than ride all the way home, I decided to take the sword which I found in the churchyard. And see, it is back in its place now. I fully intended to put it back in place after the tournament. Yes, Sir Ector made him repeat the action again and again each time. Uther gripped the handle and drew the sword out without any hesitation. Sir Ector was overwhelmed, means overjoyed, became happy. He fell on his knees before his young son, who held the mighty sword in his hand, and bowed his head in deep devotion. Wordlessly, Kay followed his example. Uther jumped back in surprise. Father, why do you kneel before me? Am I not your son? That is what I had thought until now, Sir Actor replied. But now I know better. I know whose son you are. You are the son of the good King Uther Pendragon, and I bow to you as you are the King of Britain now. How could that be? You and I know that I was an orphan boy entrusted to your care. Silently, Sir Actor pointed to the inscription on the stone, which Arthur had not seen until now. Whoso pulleth out this sword is by right of birth King of England. But it can't be me, Father. I am your son, and I shall always remain your son, Arthur said. At that time, Merlin appeared before them, a hooded figure with bright, shining eyes and bewitching smile. Indeed, I was the one who entrusted you to good Sir Actor. For your own safety, your father and I knew that great danger lay ahead for the kingdom and yourself. No sooner than you were born, your father blessed you and handed you over to me, with the solemn request that you would take your rightful place on the throne of England when it was safe for you to do so. Like this, the hooded Merlin said to Arthur. Okay, got this? Turning to Sir Actor, Merlin said, in the name of the late King Uther, I thank you. You have done a splendid job of bringing up the heir to the British throne. Later, the Archbishop took all to the churchyard. The entire assemblage watched in awe as Arthur inserted the sword in the anvil and drew it out effortlessly. Again and yet again, Arthur drew the sword from the stone before his people. Each time cheers went up, and each time more and more knights drew their swords and held them high in a gesture of loyalty to their new-found prince. Loud cheers rose from the common people who had surrounded the churchyard, eager to greet their new king. Now, Merlin stepped out of the shadows and addressed the crowds. Behold, O people of Britain, I present you the one and only son of the King Uther Pendragon and his queen. He is your rightful king. Yes, dear children, like this, Arthur became the King of Britain. Got this story? Yes? Please read this story from your textbook. Okay? Page number 98. Okay? You go through this story along with these pictures. Then you will understand it better. Got this, children? Okay. Now we will move to the hard words from this lesson. See, dear children, here anvil. See the picture. And here anvil means an iron block used by blacksmiths to shape pieces of iron. See this. Okay. Here they keep the red hot iron bars and they hit these iron bars to give them the proper shape. Got this? So this is called anvil. Next, barbarians. Yes. See these pictures. Barbarians means wild and uncivilized, uncultured people. Okay? Foster son means someone who is raised as a son though not related by birth, means adopted son. गोद लिया हुआ. Okay? Gallop. See, the horse is galloping. Means ride a horse very fast. Glint. Means small, bright flashes of light. Inscription. See, this is called inscription. Means here words cut in stone. You can see here this is a stone. On that stone the letters are inscripted. Roman letters you can see here. Roman numbers, and here letters, they are inscripted. Okay, got this? Assemblage means coming together, a group of people, gathering. How we do assembly in our schools in the morning, right? Like that only, assemblage. Okay, coming together. Hooded. See, this is a hood. Yes, wearing a hood. Hood means a piece of cloth covering someone's head. See, this is called hood. Okay, the person who wears this hood is called hooded. Choir. Choir is nothing but a part of the church where singers sit during the service. Yes, this is a place in the church where the singers, they stand and sing, or they sit and sing. Okay? Now dear children, we will move to the exercise part. Put the following events in chronological order. Here chronological order means according to the time. Chronology means according to the time. We know the story, right? Earlier there was a king named Uther, and like that we know the story fully. We know the story, right? According to the story, we have to arrange these given sentences which shows the events. Okay? See, these are from your textbook. There are 11 sentences. First one, we will go through this. The sword in the stone appeared in the churchyard. Remember all these sentences, okay? Second, Lord Uther died. Lord Uther drove the barbarians away. The lords and the knights began to fight for the kingdom. Sir Kale left his sword behind at home. Merlin announced that Uther was the son of Lord Uther. Uther brought the sword from the churchyard. Ancient Britain was invaded by wild barbarians. Many knights tried to pull the sword out of the stone. Uther grew up in Sir Ector's house. Merlin entrusted a baby to Sir Ector. Yes, these 11 events are given. We have to arrange them in chronological order, means according to the time. Which event happened first, then which, like that, in order we have to arrange them. Okay, let us try. First, yes, come on, tell me. Here, ancient Britain was invaded by wild barbarians. Correct? Wild barbarians were full of Britain in ancient time. Then who came? Yes, Lord Uther drove the barbarians away. Lord Uther drove the barbarians away and he made the Britain free from barbarians. Right? Next. Yes, after some time, Lord Uther died. Correct? After that, what happened? The lords and the knights began to fight for the kingdom. The king died, so the warriors, they began to fight among themselves to become the king of that kingdom. Correct? After that, the sword in the stone appeared in the churchyard. Right? Next is many knights, means warriors, tried to pull the sword out of the stone. Yes, so many came and so many tried to pull the sword out of the stone. Then Arthur grew up in Sir Ector's house. Here the author enters in the story. Correct? Next is Sir Kale left his sword behind at home. Yes, Sir Kale, author and actor, they came to the tournament, but Sir Kale left his sword behind at home. Yes, correct? Then he asked author to bring the sword from the home. But what happens here? Author brought the sword from the churchyard. Merlin entrusted a baby to Sir Ector. Merlin tells about the author's story. Correct? Last year, Merlin announced that author was the son of Lord Uther. Right? Yes, dear children, here we have arranged these events in chronological order. Okay? Now we will move to grammar part. Okay? Affixes. Here, dear children, here some root words will be there. For example, accept. Okay? Root words. And in that, it is added before this accept. So this is called prefix. And able, A-B-L-E, able is added after the root word. Correct? That is called suffix. Means here a group of letters placed before the root word are called as prefixes, and the group of words or letters placed after the root word are called suffixes. Okay? By adding affixes and suffixes, we get a new word. See here, unacceptable. Got this? This is a new word. Now, dear children, we will go through some of the examples for prefix, suffix and root. Okay? See, this is a word uncomfortable. Okay? Here you know comfort, C-O-M-F-O-R-T. Comfort is a root word. Okay? And un is added before this root word, that is nothing but prefix. Okay? And able, okay, that is added after the root word, so that is called as suffix. Got this, children? One more example. irregularly. Here regular, regular, regular is a root word, and here ir is a prefix and prefix, and ly, see this is suffix. Got this? This is added before and ly is added after. Next one, disrespectful. Okay, here respect is a root word. Okay, this is added before the root word, so it is a prefix, and ful it is added after the root word, so that is suffix. Okay, got this? Now we will move to our text. Write 5 words each with the suffix less, less, ly and ness. Okay, suffix means we have to add these letters after the root word, isn't it? Okay, first one is less, less. I will show you some examples here. Careless, tasteless, odorless. Odor means smell. Okay, odorless. Colorless, no color. Painless. Okay, here less, that is less, is added as suffix, isn't it? Next one, ly, safely, bitterly, sweetly, nicely, happily. Got this? Here we can see ly as suffix in each word. Correct? Next one, ness, ness, ness. Happiness, sadness, fondness, cleanliness, untidiness. Yes, dear children, here all ness is added as a suffix, right? Dear children, try to add some more to this list. The next is with the prefix un and rn. Dear children, here prefix means we must have to add letters before the root word. Correct? What to add here? Un and in. Correct? First we will go through un. Okay, examples are unknown, unscientific, unhappy, uneasy and unaware. For this, here in each word we can see un as the prefix, right? Now we will move to the next one, that is in. Inhuman, inability, inaction, insane and inaccessible. Got this, children? Here in is used as prefix. Correct? Thank you, dear children. Children, please go through this lesson 2 to 3 times so that you can understand the meanings of the hard words. Okay? Thank you very much for being a part of this lesson. Please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon to get new updated videos.